It's all about that MartinG versus ChubaReyes. I'm excited to get this going, and looks like already we've got the fist pump and everything. Terry, Pokemon trainer, I'm feeling good today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's get right into game one now. It's going to be MartinG over on that Terry and his opponent, and ChubaReyes over on the Pokemon trainer, opting off here on this wide stage with a very aggressive approach, keeping with a Squirtle, trying to just play that rush down game better than Terry can. If you get hit though, Yin, we might see a quick swap.
Yeah, no, gotta be a little bit careful. There's so much damage that could come through, but you know what? Rolling in, and we are right there at the ready with the nairs, the forward airs, but you know what? Terry can scrap too.
Yes, sir. That's a lot of damage off a three-piece. A lot of stage control, too, with the coast-to-coast. But Chuba having none of it. Going to come on right back in, swinging with the water gun. Gets the jab reset. 1-2 in an F-smash. That's going to be stock number one, baby.
Oh, dang. Mexico coming in and tearing it up. Only 37% on that Squirtle. We get the up throw to up air, and now you are getting laddered like it's Mario.
Yep, taking him all the way around the world, but that's not Ronaldo here yet. City of Wolves still not out, and so instead, that power dunk is just going to find the side switch, and Chuba now trying to find a way back to get those feet on the ground. A big moment that you want to exploit here in this matchup.
Yes, sir, and now locked at ledge. This is what Terry likes to see, that down tilt, kick it so quick, and now we call you out with a crack shoot. You thought you were going to jump over me? Nah. This is my stage, my home, my zone. Though, back air, gonna go ahead, break through that wall, and now we got a jab power dunk, and it is missing the SDI on point.
And this is this looks like it was MartinG's strategy, is put Chuba into a juggle position and then just try and punish those landing underneath platform every single time. Unfortunately, just hasn't quite been comfortable enough around this is huge hitbox of these is back air especially, right?
It's hard.
And so Charizard has just been able to find a way out of a couple situations, now find a grab. It's not going to kill here on PS2, but this situation has flipped fully on its head from what just moments ago was firmly in Martin's favor.
Yeah, now at this point, you're at 142. You do got go. You got to take this stock as fast as possible. Otherwise, you might be hurting. And the whiff on that hit right there, that's going to allow for this Charizard to go on and pull on through. I don't think that was meant to be a power wave.
Yeah, sometimes, listen, we said we want to go, but not go all the way to the blast zone. And that is a good answer back, right? Chuba finally going to lose that first stock. Martin pulling the trigger with some confidence, but just hasn't really had an answer for this Squirtle at early percentages. It's just been getting pushed in the corner, getting grabbed, and then gets caught around these platforms. Finding corner pressure is your key to victory. Finding a quick stock here is immaculate, but this small hurt box shifting of Squirtle has done so much work for Chuba.
Right now, we got 50 all the way lapped in percent again. There's not been a minute of slowdown from ChubaReyes, and we aren't even seeing the switch off of the Squirtle at 60, 70%. Now, we're going to see the Ivysaur. That's when you start seeing it. You don't want to be dying early. Now, this could be dead. We get the Nair, and look at that. Don't even need the full hit. Just send him nice and low. Easy game one for ChubaReyes.
I love just a discipline there at the end, right? We saw kind of both these players a little bit. Get caught in some overextensions, get caught in just not being sure, where their decision-making lay. But in the last couple moments, right, just a beautiful, beautiful understanding to find that drop-off neutral air, recognize I don't need the kitchen sink, right? I don't need the hammer, I just need the scalpel, and applying it to perfection. You saw there some of Chuba's recent results. Not a player that we've seen really push into the top 64s of bracket, but someone who still has taken plenty of names and is someone who, frankly, we expect to see make it decently far into the bracket here today.
Yes, sir. Now, that being said, you got to be careful. We got so much damage output from the Squirtle before. Now, what can you do here to even the score? MartinG saying, hey, I got a crack shoot. Let me go ahead, send it as a call out. You think you're going to dash on in? No, sir. Now I got the fair to the F tilt. We are holding down the stage right now. We are turtling and just sending blow after blow after blow.
And the FGC footsies, they did so much until they didn't. MartinG just picked a moment to just get a little bit nervous, and Chuba found a way in full. Now, I mean, if you're Chuba, right, just it's all about just stay on this Ivysaur, get a little bit of distance, and maybe try to build some Razor Leaf percent. I think it's a little too early to see the Charizard right now.
Yeah, you got to get a little bit of damage racked up, and look at that. That Vine Whip going to be able to do a little bit, but you know what? Coming on through with that power, or sorry, not the power guys, with the power dunk, and now, look at that, ChubaReyes on the front here. MartinG really putting on the pressure, but one mistake, one misstep, and Chuba snatching it up. Now, can we get the go? Baby? Nah, just a power down. That's going to do it, though.
He had it the first time, but I almost like that he didn't pull the trigger off those double down tilts, just recognizing that there was DI and SDI up happening, and said, instead I'm going to check you, see what you keep doing, and save this adjustment for later in the set. You did mention, though, we didn't see go, and we're not going to see it again. And really, that's been the story, right? We have not seen MartinG get any go, not even attempted, this whole set so far.
It's hard to do when Chuba is playing so fast-paced. Look at that. We go ahead and Skull Bash right into the dome. Send a little bit of a message there. Try to get the down smash. And you know what? You can't jump from that ledge. I am at the ready. Now, we got him up at the top. Do we get him? Oh, easy. Fine whip to go ahead and clean up that stock. We are doing great for Chuba.
And that is where you have to be careful, right? That is where your opponent has tacked on those panic options and is going to cash in those chips. 7 ways to Sunday. Doing it again now here. Great shift on the DI out there from MartinG to find a way away, and doing a good job holding platform in theory, but not committing enough to holding the edges of platform, right? Getting caught a little too far in center stage, a little too far under the center, where these edges start to become walls that lock you in rather than walls that trap your opponent out.
Got to be careful of that at all times, but you know what? You got to be careful of taking these blows. You're at 112. Look at this, the Ivy. Got to go ahead, switch off the Charizard. Kind of needed to in that moment, but 122, one grab, one up smash, just about anything, and you are going to see the Blast Zone. The power guys are whiffed. That means we get a down throw. Getting a little aggressive with the back air, but it didn't quite pan out.
Yeah, I understand the fear about putting yourself in the corner there if they just jump, but you have to worry about Terry, or wonder about whether Terry's other super option would have been a little bit more effective to take that stock. Unfortunately, we are not going to even have the question to answer because it's going to be that up smash doing what it does best and taking us stock very, very quickly to put Chuba up 2-0 in this best of 5 set. And Yin, MartinG needs to make some adjustments fast.
Yeah, this is becoming a big issue. I think the big part of it is just how much that aggression has come through from Squirtle. Every moment, Chuba is right on top of him saying, hey, you don't get to get away. I have an infinite number of aerials, and you are going to take a pounding from them.
Sir, moving into game 3 now. No counter picks on the stage, but a little bit of spice on the characters. MartinG going to be swapping off the FGC for someone with no more shoes, but a whole lot more reach.
And Chuba saying, hey, I'm going to go ahead and switch right off that Squirtle. I want to outrange you. You brought a sword to the game. I brought Razor Leaves and some explosive up airs. Already 68%. Brutal, but you know what? Maybe a little bit of a turn for the Corrin. No, the switch. I love that. It might stall you for a minute, but you get right on back in.
Yeah, but being able to get them off Squirtle so early when that was Chuba's just main source of damage is absolutely huge. You just now have to have an answer for this. Is Charizard, because it was only really that one stock last game where Ivysaur put in a whole lot of work. Great positioning now with recognition of space from MartinG to find the platform extension. Feeling a lot more confident in the movement here, and I think it's making a big difference early.
Yeah, it is looking very clean. 120% on the Corrin, though. Got a little bit of a chance against the Squirtle. Misses the pin, and now at this point, what is your next answer against this little demon child? It's getting back.
Yeah, it can't be RJF Smash and try and use those little chainsaw hitboxes to catch this cross-up, because then you get put in the corner, and one of the best characters against corner pressure in the entire game, right, is Pokemon Trainer. Corrin's got some decent tools to get off if you've conditioned them, but when you're put there raw early and you got it stuck to ledge like this, it's so hard, right? All you can do is get off ledge and reset the situation.
Now at this point, 88%, not too bad for the Zard, but at the same time, Corrin's kill power is crazy. That's why you're seeing this nice low play. MartinG really trying to go ahead and pick that spot, wants to find the opening, but Chuba being the one to find every single nickel and dime hit so far.
Yeah, and right now you just see Chuba playing this patient game, spacing out, backing off, saying, I don't need to approach. This is what you want to do. And this is what so many players, right, get caught in the trap of, I want to play the game, this isn't the most fun. Well, your opponent's not playing the game with you either. And we're seeing Chuba still play the positioning, right, get out the button, throw out buttons, move around a little bit, but just force MartinG to make mistakes on his own terms, because it's up to him to find the stock, finally going to do so.
Yeah, just the back hit of that up. He's going to go ahead and do it. Love those wings. Now at this point, we got the Squirtle on deck, and that fast-paced tech chase is what you are looking for. Unfortunately, not going to be able to do much here.
Yeah, awkward jab coming out there. Not really sure what he was trying to find, except maybe another down tilt. Going to get one there. There's going to be the jab reset into the up smash, but barely not enough. PS2 going to come to MartinG's aid for the moment, but still not out of the woods. Has to find a way back down. Has to find a way away from this dangerous Blue, Turtle, and right now Yin. I mean, this Blade has not been able to keep him out well enough.
Yeah, it is looking like a little bit of a problem. You're at 140%. Even Squirtle is going to start killing here. Just got to get a nice good hit, and we see up tilt, up air. Not going to do the trick, but you know what? We send a counter. We call you out on the mashing, and we are shutting it down with that pin after.
I mean, right now, you better not just send the mashing. You better full send everything else if you're MartinG and want to stay in the winner's side, because you have a chance, but you haven't really set the pace of control yet. Finding this stock first with down this percent deficit could be absolutely massive to staying in this set, but this down throw is going to do it just like that. MartinG on winner's side stock. ChubaReyes has not broken a sweat yet.
I will say the big thing for me is we have been holding on to these stocks. Now, 106, 107, 108. ChubaReyes might have taken a couple of pummels, but can we keep holding on, and can we just dish out some nice good damage against Martin before he catches up?
Tried to catch the aggressive cross-up in there with the bullet seed. Martin there playing the patience and going to give himself another opportunity at this edge trap, but you have to respect Razor Leaf, and not doing so gives Chuba a way back for free. Does find the trap under the edge of the platform. It's the first time we've really seen MartinG exploit those this set, but is it going to be enough?
Yeah, we do get the grab here. We get the down throw. And now, oh, aggressive call out with the Flare Blitz. Maybe pull it back a little bit, Chuba. That was a little nasty. Martin saying, hey, I got you, and I'm sending you right off the dome. No, we're living. Too big of a body here.
Too big of a body, but missing the tech when it matters most. You cannot drop those. This might be the Dragon Princess, but she's going up against a Dragon all on his own. Not going to matter, though, because it's going to be MartinG pushing this last stock situation for the first time today.
Now can this tiny turtle go ahead and seal it out, or are we going to be seeing a game number 4? MartinG, pressure is on here. We get the nair, no hit after the reverse hit, unfortunately for him. Now, locked at ledge. Squirtle loves this. We get the F tilt. Now, easy nair. We clean it out. Look at that, ChubaReyes feeling good.
Yeah, a little bit of an extended drop zone there, right? Corrin just does not have those routes, does not have the variance when going low, and so whereas with most characters, right, we call that area where you just run off aerial the drop zone, right?
Yep.
You kind of get a bigger one against a character like Corrin just because she only has those limited angles, and so you can cover them from so much further away. A character with a disjointed, active, full body hitbox like Ivysaur is the perfect thing to edgeguard that character's disadvantaged state, and MartinG just maybe wishing for something a little bit different for Christmas.
I will say I love that call out on now right there. Just, you know what? I got the pin ready to go. I'm shutting it down. Then Chuba right off the stage. I'm not going to wait a moment. I want this to end now, and I don't blame him, because if that went any longer, that Corrin was starting to look very, very nasty, and you don't want to play with that. You don't want to play with that, chat, all right?
No,
be careful.
you don't, my friend. No, you don't.
I will say, look, we've got so much going on already. These players stepping up to the brink. We've got none other than Lawzone and Jeff's coming through here. So it should be interesting to say. I do know Lawzone, a Falco player from Mexico. Should be very interesting to see how they play. They haven't ever played against Jeff's. That is the nice thing, is that when you come to one of these international tournaments, you get so many new matchups, even within the top echelon. So.
And I think Best of the West specifically too, like credits to the seeding team, has been really good about that. I often feel like we see, you know, where you get these regions, like you get a lot of Arizona coming down, you get a lot of, you know, the PNW, right? We have some of them showing up, that they get seeded into each other a lot, right? Despite these places, the amount of tweets that you see over time of, right, oh my God, I drove 6 hours, I'm just playing
I'm playing a local.
Right.
This ain't what I want. This
Best
ain't
of the West,
what I came for.
Best of the West has been immaculate, I would say, out of